Hi there, my name's Alaya from the Self-Love Queen. Thank you for being here. We're going to talk about today the importance and the connection between the mind and the heart, and why it's important to balance this, why it's important to have a connection, but also create a balance, which I already said. But anyway, so where this all started was this morning. I woke up and I didn't have as much time to do my morning practices like I usually do. My yoga, I usually do like an hour, somewhere around an hour, sometimes less, depending on how much time I have and what time I wake up. And today I only had 10 minutes. And I was really tuning into what would be the best practice for me to do. I use an application called Gaia, which I love. They have amazing yoga classes on there. And there was one of them that was talking about the balance of the mind and the heart. And this is one of the practices that I go back to a lot because I really love that, balancing that energy. Because I myself, in the last, I would say, few days, few weeks even, have started to realize and notice that I have a lot of mental activity, a lot of mind stuff going on in my business. Because as a business owner, once you start kind of creating your bigger vision, you start creating goals, you start moving towards a certain vision for your life, I feel personally that you just get a lot of thoughts and questions and how am I going to figure this out? If I have this dream, how am I going to make it happen? How is it going to be realized? But this doesn't logistically make sense, right? The mind is just trying to figure it out. And it's exhausting, to be honest, because it uses up so much energy when the energy really needs to go back down into the body to be used to take action, to do things. And funny enough too, yesterday, my husband and I, we finished a movie called Memoirs of a Geisha, one of my favorites, one of my favorite books, one of my favorite, not necessarily the movie, but definitely not the movie. We just watched it and it was amazing. Anyway, in the movie, it also talks about how Japanese culture is just love. But in it, there's a lot of poeticism around the main character being much like water and being very movable and wanting to know things and understand, and her onesan, or her sister, is basically letting her know that it's better to have your energy in your actions rather than in your mind. And that's exactly what we're talking about today, is the mind can go on and on and on and on and on into different realms, different ideas. It can go so far, and that's why the mind is so amazing, because it's such a great tool to create plans, to innovate, to have ideas, right? But it needs a boundary, it needs structure so that it doesn't go off the rails. And so what I realized was this yoga class was perfect for that for me today. And also it's raining today, which kind of symbolized some releasing, letting go, coming into the body. And why this is all important is because otherwise, like I mentioned, the energy goes up into your head and you're using all this energy for mind stuff when really you need to put it in the body. And why the body doesn't want to receive it, or why you're kind of used to the mind, is because it's a habit, first of all, just kind of masturbating the mind, just giving it all this information, having fun with it, fucking with it, playing around with it. But the body is actually where, in our physical lives, in reality, we actually are able to make change, shift things, take action, create what it is that we are envisioning. So my 2 cents on this is what would really help in getting yourself out of your mind and into your body is when you have a plan, if you have a plan, when you have a plan of something you want to do, make the plan, get a pretty good idea of what it is, feeling wise and mental wise, and then come into the body and just start taking action. That is the most uncomfortable thing to do, but that is why it's exactly what you need to do. Not because you should always be uncomfortable, but because the growth happens when we are taking action in an uncomfortable situation that we feel like is actually guiding us towards what we need to do. I'll give an example really quick. My business right now, really big step that I need to do is start working on some of the modules in my program so that it's ready for people to actually come in and work with me. And it is probably the most like uncomfortable thing to do, just because there's so many possibilities, probabilities, things that go on through my mind that tell me that's not the right step, that's not the right thing to do. You should start planning and you should stay in the mind instead of grounding it into the body. So I invite you, with everything that I've said, I've talked about the balance of the mind and the heart, why it's important, why the energy goes up, and why you want it back in your body. And like the importance of doing this is to take action to create and change the reality that you're living and be able to experience the life that you envisioned instead of just playing around with it in your mind, right? So I invite you to think about this. What area in your life, or what situation in your life do you feel like you're going towards that you're maybe thinking a little bit too much about it instead of coming into your body for it, taking action on it? I'd love for you to think on that. And if you like this video, you enjoyed this exercise, you enjoyed my chat with you, like this video and comment below what you liked. What did something pop up for you? Were you inspired? If you feel the need to share something deeper about your experience and what you're learning along the way, along this journey, comment below and I'd love to hear from you. So thank you for watching. I will see you on the next one, and I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful day.